Hey guys!
Hey.
Welcome to W&L Review. Today we will be reviewing two movies, Men in Black and Men in Black 2. I'll let my mom start us off.
Okay, Men in Black. If you haven't seen it, well, where have you been? It's an older movie, mid early '90s ish, and it's the Men in Black suits. Hence the name Men in Black. Uh, they are sort of they sort of work for the government, yet they don't. Uh, they extraterrestrials. They keep us safe from the extraterrestrials um, that are here or that are trying to destroy Earth, and it has it stars Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, and it's absolutely silly. There are funny bits in the show that I would say that if you watch this with littles or younger children, probably under the age of I don't know, under the age of 15 or so, you might want to watch. It does have language in it, so be careful. But I think they'd be probably too preoccupied with the visual effects of the movie that they wouldn't really pay attention to the wording, the things that are said. But then again, if you have a very astute child, then you may have that. It is silly. There's a part where Jay, who's played by Will Smith, he and Kay, who's played by Tommy Lee Jones, are they go to the turnpike where this one extraterrestrial is leaving with his wife, and find out the wife is getting ready to have a baby, and the scene is just absolutely silly. Will Smith's character gets roped in, and he like gets tossed around and beat up, and it's just silly. A lot of slapstick kind of stuff, and there's a Vincent D'Onofrio. He plays a bit part in the movie as well, and so it is a very good movie. It makes me smile when I watch it. We used to have the video, the DVD, or not the DVD, but the VHS. And at the very end of the movie, there's a video, a music video. And when my son was little, he was about 2, he used to dance to the video every time. And so watching the movie, it brings back that. It is, like I said, it is, I think, PG-13, I believe. But there is language in it, so be aware of that. I really don't know what else more to say other than it is a very, if you like visual effects and special effects and things like that, you'd probably like this movie. I'll let my daughter tell you what she thought of the movie.
I know I really liked Men in Black. I always have. It's been a really good movie. Like my mom said, we've all together would watch it as a family quite often. And it's one of those movies that you can watch again and again, and it's enjoyable every time. There are some things that are implied, but other than that, and other than the language, it's a really good movie. So I'd say that if you guys haven't seen it, you should give it a shot. I feel like the movie wasn't given as much publicity as it should have been. Like, you don't hear anybody talking about it now like you hear people talking about Ghostbusters or The Goonies.
Right.
And it's like, it's just as good in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you haven't seen it, you should give it a shot. You should try it out. because like I said, like both me and my mom, we really like this movie and have for a very long time. So.
And right now it's available on the Peacock channel. So
yes.
if you have that available, take a chance and watch it.
Yeah.
The next movie we're going to talk about is Men in Black 2. And again, if you haven't seen the first movie, then you may not know this one either, or have seen it. But it takes place, kind of follows along where the other one left off. So if you haven't seen the first one, it's not necessarily that you have to watch them in succession, but it would be you would probably understand a lot more if you did watch it in succession. And it starts off in the Patrick Warburton. He plays in the movie, and he plays kind of this goofy, dopey kind of guy who doesn't, he's kind of like not real sharp. and they go to talk to this extraterrestrial, and it ensues a funny bit, and it's at the beginning of the movie, but it's really interesting how they did it. And this one was I think maybe a little bit better than the first, not all. I mean, it still, the first one is one of my favorites, but the second one, they have a part where Tommy Lee Jones has went and he's working at the post office. He's no longer at MIB, and so he is needed back at the headquarters, and so Will Smith's character has to go and convince him to come back, but Tommy Lee Jones thinks he's nuts, and he's like, okay, whatever. Then he walks with Tommy Lee Jones to the back of the post office, and there he reveals that there's extraterrestrials working in the post office, and that's why he liked working there so much. And
which we have to preface this with, the reason he didn't know this was because he had his mind wiped of all things having to do with MIB.
Yeah, he had his mind neutralized, and so he forgot everything. And anyway, in the meantime, then he starts to get his, like trying to figure out what is going on, and when this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where Will Smith then, he has this little communicator thing, and he makes these like sounds, and this other extraterrestrial communicates back to him in this this like beatbox sound, and they communicate back and forth, and then that extraterrestrial tells the other ones that are working there in their language that it's okay, reveal your identity, and they all they all show who they really are, and then it's really funny. I mean, it's just a silly scene, and then the sorting machine is not actually a machine. There's actually a little extraterrestrial machine that has like multiple arms, and he's like, doing the mail and sorting it, and he's got a cigarette that he's smoking, and Tommy Lee Jones, because he's just so befuddled of all this, he grabs a cigarette. No smoking, he says, and it's really silly, and it is another really good movie. I would say, again, this does have some language, and there really, I don't think there's anything like bad, like as far as like there's no nudity or anything like that. But there is a part where one of the characters, who's played by Laura Flynn Boyle, um, she is an extraterrestrial who comes to Earth, and so the first thing that she sees um, is a magazine that's opened up, and it's this supermodel, and so she, who is dressed in bra and panties, and so she presents herself that way, and that's about kind of the only real scantily clad part. It's really a really cute movie. I would say the effects are great. Um, mm, if you like kind of sci-fi type movies and something with a little bit of humor or a lot of humor, you probably will like this. If you like visual effects, special effects, you will probably like this. Um, I will say I don't know what else to tell you other than just be wary that it does have some language. Again, if you watch it with children probably under the age of 15 and under, they may not pay attention to the language. Then again, they may. It just kind of depends on your kid. Um, but I'll let my daughter tell you what she thought of the movie.
So I pretty much thought it was like just as good as the first movie. Like my mom said, maybe a little bit better. Not a whole lot though, but it was still really good. So if you haven't seen it, watch that one too. Like if you've only seen the first one, go and watch the second one. It's not one of those sequels that is like really bad or it pales in comparison to the first one. No, it's still really good. Like my mom said, the special effects are absolutely amazing, especially given like the era. Like Men in Black was around the era of, I'd say, like some of the later Jaws movies, and it has better effects than the Jaws movies for sure. Like the way that they did it, the aliens look very believable. They don't look like too cartoony or too unbelievable. Like, oh yeah, that's definitely a prop. They look really, really, really good. And the fact of the matter is, they weren't using any kind of CGI technology. These were like puppets, basically, and like little animatronics and stuff that they were able to make at this time, and they look absolutely amazing. I think it was, I believe his name is Jim Henson, the same guy that did the Muppets. Henson. Um, Same guy that did the Muppets, and I think he also did the Dark Crystal. I think he did the same work for Men in Black to make the puppets.
I'm not sure.
I think so. I could be wrong, but either way, whoever did it, they did an absolutely amazing job and made it look very believable. And it's a movie that, especially in that department, and like how it looks, has aged well in that way, because it's like, even though we've made advances, and like you'll see the new Jurassic World movies and they're like really good CGI, Men in Black still is really good, even if you were comparing the two and how they did the special effects. They were still amazing. So it's like, it still is good in that department. It's not like Jaws, where it's like throughout the years you've seen it and it's like, oh, those special effects are not good.
Well, right. It's not. It's one that you can look back. I mean, you can look at it now and you can still watch it and still be amazed and entertained, and it's not one that's like you can look at it and like some movies, even some horror flicks or even some science fiction-y movies, you can see how cornball they are because they don't look right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Not these movies. Now
Mhm.
there are two more, I believe, two more sequels to this Men in Black series. However, we have not seen them.
Yeah.
So when we do see them, we will do a review on them.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you thought, what your opinion is if you've seen these two movies, or let us know if you intend on watching the movie, or if you watch our video and then you go and watch the movie, come on back and let us know what you thought about it.
Yeah.
And huge shout out to Marion, also known here on YouTube as Life
Life
Unboxed, for joining our Patreon. Links in the description box if you guys are interested. And with that being said, guys, we're going to see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.